Hey, shalom, shalom. We are the Diligent Soldier Camp out here in Boston, Mass. Let's start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushai,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Rakakwadash.
Rakadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. You know, peace and salutation to them sincere brothers out there pushing this truth in the highways and byways, making their body a living sacrifice. Shalom to them sincere sisters staying in order according to the Bible, according to the scriptures. Shalom.
Shalom.
So this lesson, is inspired through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and Lord willing is edifying to the elect, So like Yahweh Shai says, well, not how Yahweh Shai says in the book of Revelation, how it says, that the spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, and like the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9 says, measure thou the time diligently in itself. So we're seeing what's happening in our present time, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we're filtering it. And we understand that what's happening right now in the present time is actually prophecy, and that's the spirit of Yahweh Shai. And that's the spirit that we are coming in, warning our people and letting them know what time we are actually in. And if you have anybody that says that they got the truth and they're not preaching to you what's happening in the present time and filtering through the scriptures, then there's no light in them. Like the scripture says, if there's anybody that has a testimony of Yahweh Shai and they come not according to this word, there is no light in them. So what's happening in the present time, right? Right now, what's happening is that, right after all this shit that's happening with Ukraine and Russia, and then Russia, threatening USA if they get involved, or if USA brings any type of military weapon to Ukraine, then Russia's gonna, take what's the word, repercussion, or they're gonna take affirmative action against USA. Right after all this is happening, what's happening now? China, is taking, what's the word? They're trying to say that Taiwan belongs to them. And like the USA does, and you see, USA, man, they are what's they're always in everybody's business.
Right.
You understand? They always got their foot where their foot don't belong. But hey, ultimately,
he's a vagabond. He's a vagabond.
Right, exactly. But ultimately, this is the spirit of the Lord.
Yeah.
You see? And we got an article that we're gonna bring out, and we're gonna bring some scriptures out as well. Proving that everything that's happening right now in the present time is through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. So we're gonna start off with this article, right? It's talking about literally what's happening right now, and it's gonna get more in depth of this situation with China and Taiwan and the USA. So I'm not sure. I believe the article is called the Guardian News Website of the Year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's the one that published it.
Okay.
From the Guardian. Yep.
So China expected to begin live fire military exercises near Taiwan coast in wake of Pelosi visit. Live. You see this ship right here. Let's read what it says. Taiwanese Navy personnel seen in front of LST-218 class tank landing ship during the Han Kuang military exercise held last week, which simulates China's People Liberation Army, PLA, invading the island. Fellow for all the latest Taiwan-China live fire drill updates, photograph Annabelle Chi Getty images. Through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, everything that we're seeing is all has to do with war.
And rumors of war.
Right, rumors of wars, man. A lot of vehicles of war, if you will. There's military aircrafts, there's these ships, there's these submarines. Even out here in America, in a city near you, don't act like you haven't seen all these like Hummer vehicles, if you will, these Jeep military vehicles. There's a city in Mass, in Wilmington, where they have a military base. In Beverly, you're seeing all these military vehicles pass, these huge vehicles that are carrying smaller military vehicles. The Lord is putting the spirit of war in the atmosphere, man.
Right. And real quick, bro, and I think it was last week, right over the Zakum Bridge over near the Garden, there was a military helicopter that was flying kind of southward, so yeah, it's going on, it's going down, man. It's about to go down.
That's right.
I got a precept.
Con, you got it, brother.
Read it.
Con.
This is Isaiah chapter 51 verse 22 and 23. It says, thus said Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and thy God that pleadeth the cause of thy people, behold, I have taken out thy hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over. So the Lord's pissed off at what these heathens did to us, man. He's about to turn it up on them, man.
That's right.
And this is the year of the turn up, right?
This is the year of the turn up, man. These heathens, especially you Edomites, you've been living in your queendom for far too long. And like it says in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, the Lord is the Lord's spirit is the Lord is visiting the world that he created, that Yahweh created. And by the Lord visiting, he's putting the spirit of war in the atmosphere, the spirit of hate in the atmosphere, the spirit of division in the atmosphere, and yes, our people, the Israelites, we're gonna feel this Jacob's trouble. It's called Jacob's trouble for a reason. But Esau, Edom, and you heathens, don't think you're gonna escape from this. You people will learn as well. You people will learn to fear the Lord. So let's continue in this article. G7 calls on China to resolve Taiwan dispute. It says the world's most powerful democracies have slammed China for increasing tension and destabilizing. Establishing.
Yep.
Destabilize. No, hold up.
Is it de-escalating?
No, de-establishing.
De-establishing, like they taken away the establishment of the region.
Destabilizing.
They want them to tone.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
Destabilizing.
Destabilizing. The water, brother. The water.
The water. I was seeing the E crazy until you blew it up.
Yeah, so the water, brother. So it says the world's most powerful democracies have slammed China for increasing tension and destabilizing the region over its response to U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visit to Taiwan. The G7 top diplomats on Wednesday said they were concerned by recent and announced threatening action by the People's Republic of China, particularly live fire exercise and economic coercion, which risk unnecessary escalation. The statement from the foreign minister of Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the UK, and the US and the EU read, there is no justification to use a visit as pretext for aggressive military activity in the Taiwan Strait. It is normal and routine for legislators from our countries to travel internationally. You want to say something, Dawada?
Yeah, if I may,
Khan.
Nancy Pelosi went against her president and decided to go and do the trip that she was told you shouldn't do. Anyway, that is to throw in China's face, well, what you're going to do. And she did it like supplanting, because she went to Singapore first. Then it sounds like she ended up taking a plane from Singapore to the Philippines, where there used to be Clark's Air Force Base. And then she took a military flight from the Philippines to Taiwan. Now, if the Chinese were following that track of her itinerary and they shot down that military plane, that was an act of war on China's part, not on America's part.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta
to show you how these Edomites be playing the game.
Right.
Yeah, I got a precept for the brother. This is Habakkuk 2, and I'll just go straight to the point. 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, right? Meaning their philosophies, right? He is a proud man, like the brother was just saying. She went against her own president and just did whatever the fuck she wanted to do.
And she's third in line.
And she's third in line, as the brother told us. Third in command in the in the hierarchy.
Hierarchy.
Hierarchy. He is a proud man, neither keepeth that home, right? Like, brother Shemaim I mentioned earlier, they're always putting their big noses in somebody's fucking business, man.
And what's a woman's place?
Right, stay at home. Exactly. Who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people, man. But the point being is they're proud, they transgress by their philosophies, and they can never stay at home and mind their goddamn business. They're always in everybody else's business.
Right.
And if I may, to get into the geopolitical conditions in that area, South China Seas, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, they're basically, and U.S., Philippines, Vietnam, India are basically allies. So it's going to come down to China, but China is backed up by Russia.
Right.
And North Korea. Now, North Korea has also told the U.S., hey, we can ICBM your ass from here.
That's right. That's right.
So now that her doing that was to provoke, and China also, they have the dragon as one of their symbols. They're poking that dragon to say, well, what the fuck you going to do? We sent this bitch over there, and now what you going to do?
Right.
That's right.
So now if China did something, live fire means actually live rounds are being fired in their exercise, not actual war, but a practice run, but with live ammunition.
Right.
So if I was China and I was saying, oh, you want to play games? Okay, there are many islands around Taiwan. I would have went and grabbed some of that territory and say, okay, we'll take this then. The chess move. This is the chessboard. She's the queen. She made her move. Now China's gonna make its move, and its move with a pawn. I would have taken one of them uninhabited islands that surround Taiwan.
Right.
To get a little closer.
Yep. And real quick, brother, just to kind of back up what the brother just said, because depending on the head chess master, I'll say Yahweh Shimei Shai, That's what way they will move. This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
That's right. That's right. So this is the Lord putting the spirit on all these men to act a certain way. And by that I mean what's happening right now in present time. Perfect example is what the brother Dawud said. You know, all these nations now threatening USA, man. These nations are not scared anymore. Russia's threatening USA, China.
We say I'm strong. Yeah.
You know, who else he mentioned? North Korea. You know, these
Japan, North Korea, China, and Russia.
Right. And this is all in the scriptures, man. And we're gonna get it for you. Yeah. You know, like this is exactly what the brother's saying, man. See, all this is prophecy, what's happening. And it makes sense because the reason it's happening at the right moment is because the Lord is the one that's controlling all these men. Remember, all man's goings are of the Lord. So how can man understand his own ways? Right? The Lord is in control of everything. We in the last days. You want to say something?
Yeah, I got a couple precepts.
Con.
All right, so first I'm gonna start at Jeremiah 25 verse 17 through 22, and then I'm gonna jump to verse 31 through 32, if you don't mind.
Nope, you got it.
Wait. All right, come. It says here, Jeremiah 25 verse 17. Then took I the cup of the Lord's hand and made all the nations to drink, unto whom the Lord Yahweh Shai has sent me, to wit Jerusalem and the cities of Judah and the kings thereof and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation and an astonishment and a hissing and a curse, as it is this day. Pharaoh king of Egypt and his servants and his princes and all his people and all the mingled people and all the kings of the land of Uz and all the kings of the land of the Philistines and Ashkelon and Azad and Ekron and remnant of Ashad, Edom and Moab and the children of Ammon and all the kings of Thyres and all the kings of Zidon and the kings of the isles which are beyond the sea. So that's, setting up the precedents to what's coming, where he's going to gather all the nations for pure destruction. So I'm going to jump down to verse 30. It says, therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, Yahweh shall roar from one high and utter his voice from his holy habitation. He shall mightily roar upon the habitations. He shall give a shout, and they that thread the grapes against all the habitation of the earth. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai has a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, said Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up the coast of the earth, and the slain of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai shall be at the day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground.
And nobody's gonna give a shit.
That's right.
That's right. The Lord is cold, man. The Lord has set up a perfect dish for you heathens.
Yeah.
Remember, you heathens have touched the apple of his eye, which is who? The Israelites, the so-called Black, Latino, and Native American. The Lord has set up a dish just for you. It was made just for you, man. And right. What's that dish? That sword. That nuclear destruction that the Lord has set up is going to be from one end of the world to the other. The wicked will fear the Lord. The wicked will be taken out on this side. It is time, man. It is time. It is. You guys have been running things for way too long. It's about time that the Lord took you guys off your high horse. Right? Everything that's happening is prophecy. We cannot stress it enough. Remember, Esau has influenced the whole world. This is why the world is in this predicament. This is why every single nation is flourishing on the downfall of the so-called black man, Latino, and Native American. This is why the Lord's going to come back and bring havoc upon all them nations, because all these nations are flourishing because of Esau. And the only ones that are at the bottom is the so-called black man, Latino, Native American, and you speckled birds, you true biblical Israelites. You guys got anything else? You guys want to say, want to add anything? Or
what I was saying, man. What I was gonna say was, this is the Lord's chess game, man, and the ones with the spiritual eyesight, right? We're actually seeing the game. We know the plays before they even happen. Esau is just thinking he's really in the game, but he's being played.
That's right. Going back into what the brother Lahab read, man. The Lord is the one that controls, all these kings. The Lord is in the midst of all these kingdoms, man. So let's continue, okay?
I have something.
You have something?
Just to comment on what you're talking about, the from one end of the earth to the other. That's the Most High allowing the technology of the ICBM missiles, nuclear capable, to go from continent to continent.
That's right.
That's
right. Those are the arrows that the scriptures speak of, that they shall be, launched at to the end of the world. So let's continue, right? This is the statement from the foreign ministers of Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the UK, the US, and the EU. Right. So
mostly Edomites, except for Ammon.
Right. And these nations are they're feeling threatened that China's doing this. It says there is no justification to use a visit as pretext for aggressive military activity in the Taiwan Strait. It is normal and routine for legislator from our country to travel internationally. The PRC's escalatory response risk increasing tensions and destabilizing the region. The water, brother.
Yeah, no problem.
Urge China not to
unilaterally
change the status quo by force in the region, and to resolve cross-strait differences by peaceful means. They also made clear there was no change in the respective one China policies were applicable, and basic positions on Taiwan of the G7 members. It continues. We encourage all parties to remain calm, exercise restraint, act with transparency, and maintain open lines of communication to prevent misunderstanding. Hey man, this reminds me of how in the scripture that says, he shall put the hooks in their mouths. Going back to
how drag them in. Yeah.
Right. The Lord is gonna force these nations to go into war.
Yeah.
These nations are telling people to remain calm, exercise restraint, act with transparency, maintain open lines of communication. You ever heard that saying, communication resolves everything? I truly believe that, when it comes to like a female and all this, even with like, the bonds with the brothers, always good communication. But in this case, there's no talking your way out of this.
Right.
Esau, Edom, there's no talking yourself out of this, man. It don't matter how hard you try to prevent this third woe that's prophesied, which is the World War III, is gonna happen. The Lord is setting up little things all over the world, causing, the world to go up against Babylon, aka America.
That's right.
Let's continue. It's a little bit more, and that's it. The world most powerful, increasing.
If I may,
I read that. You got it, brother.
Interject. I was over there in they call it the Western Pacific. I was around in the South China Seas because I've been to Hong Kong twice, and we were tracking a so-called Vietnamese trawler that was suspected of infiltration to bring in supplies and weaponry to Vietnam and South Vietnam. But we had to go through the South China Seas and go past the island of Hainan. Hainan is an island off of China in the South China Seas, as is Taiwan in the South China Seas. And the people that are on Taiwan speak Chinese.
Right.
So what the PRC, or the People's Republic of China, is saying, they are our people. They have a different philosophy than ours, because they believe in the philosophy or the wine as Babylon's wine, the democracy and independence. And they're not independent. So what China is saying, they're our people, mind your business. But America is saying, we go anywhere we want, because why? The eagle is proud.
That's right. Beautiful.
That's an excellent point, brother.
It is.
It reminds me of it's like this almost the same thing with Russia and Ukraine, because those Ukraine,
they're Russians.
They're Russians. It's the same, yeah. And here comes Babylon. Yeah, Babylon pushing their nose into their business, doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So you can see how China and Russia are gonna come together and be like, I'm so sick and tired of this fucking whore, Babylon. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Burn that bitch,
That's right. That's right.
All in time, bro. It's coming. It's
coming. It's coming. Yeah, it's coming, man.
That's right. There's no escaping
the Lord
this.
Is making all the chess
they
pieces.
Ain't escaping. It's
That's right.
written.
That's right.
The Most High script is already sealed.
That's right.
Yep, that's right.
That's right. So let's continue. Following U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi high-profile visit to Taiwan, the senior U.S. official arrived in Seoul on Wednesday night as part of her Asian tour. The Congresswoman, who is second in line to the U.S. presidency, will on Thursday meet South Korea's National Assembly Speaker Kim Jin-pyo and leaders of the ruling Conservative People Power Party, as well as the opposition Democratic Party of Korea. However, South Korea's President Yoon Suk Yeol has no plans to meet Pelosi, as he is currently on a summer holiday. An official at the presidential office told SCMP. The official denied earlier press reports that Yoon, who is taking a break at his home in Seoul, may head out to receive Pelosi. In the first place, there was no such a plan for Yoon's meeting with Pelosi, as the president's vacation schedule coincides with her visit here. The presidential office welcomes Pelosi's visit to South Korea, and it hopes her talks with National Assembly Speaker Kim will be productive, the official said. Asked about Pelosi's controversial visit to Taiwan, she said, "Our government's stance is that we will remain close communication with the nations concerned on all issues under the banner of the need for peace and stability in the region through dialogue and cooperation." Speculation mounted on social media because of the vacation. No way. Your own is not meeting Pelosi as he is nunching around China. One post read, has this happened to your own predecessors? Liberal former President Moon Jae-in, conservatives and news media would have raised hell with it and accused Moon and nunching around Beijing, the post added. Now, this is the last part. China claiming Taiwan's territory a historical inevitability.
Inevitability.
Right, right. Former ambassador to UK says the former Chinese ambassador to the UK issued a scathing statement overnight, warning the US to stop. Hey, this is where it's getting serious, right? Warning the US to stop obstructing China's great cause of reunification and describing the process as a historical inevitability.
Yep.
You know, Liu.
Basically meaning it's inevitable.
Right.
Inevitable. Okay.
Yeah.
Liu.
Because that, excuse me, Slovakia. Because Taiwan, also known as, it used to be known as Samosa. That's where Chiang Kai-shek, after Mao Zedong and the Communist Party beat them, they ran to Samosa. They renamed it Taiwan. So Taiwan now is claiming their independence from China, but China said, you're still our people because that's still in our, we'll say, parameter of influence as far as territorial.
Right.
So Taiwan is just playing footsie with the dragon, we'll say, but they're still Chinese.
Right.
Right. It says China is claiming Taiwan's territory as a historical inevitability. You know? Hey, China's claiming it. China is saying that Taiwan is part of them, it's part of their history, and it belongs to them.
Yes.
You know?
Always has been.
Right.
Because that's the South China Seas. It's not the South Taiwan Seas. They call it the Strait of Taiwan, or it used to probably be called the Strait of Samosa. But because they changed their name to Taiwan, now it's the Strait of Taiwan. But China is claiming them because that's who the people of Taiwan are, Chinese by heritage.
Right.
Moab.
Right. That's right. The nation of Moab. You know, the true biblical nationality.
Right.
So
the
this is
the children of the elder daughter of Lot.
That's right.
Right.
So we're gonna continue, right? Liu Xiaoming said, the United States should not fantasize about obstructing China's great cause of reunification.
Yeah.
Taiwan is part of China. Hey, this is what they're saying, right? This is a clear statement. Taiwan is part of China. Realizing complete national reunification is a general trend and a historical inevitability. We will never. Say that word again.
Inevitability.
Inevitability. The water, brother. I'm gonna get it, brother. I keep reading this word a couple times. You know, inevitability. We will never leave any space for Taiwan's independence. Hey, that's another straightforward, like clear statement. You know,
and the United States is saying that they back Taiwan's independence.
Right.
However, will the United States actually put boots on the ground to defend Taiwan against Chinese invasion.
Right.
That's another story.
And when you hear
Words
this,
are cheap. Talk is cheap.
right? When you hear this statement from China, you can feel the backbone that China's putting. China is not backing down from the US, and they're showing no fear. They are basically saying we are ready for whatever consequence this action might take, which is us telling you that Taiwan belongs to us. Whatever you are willing to do, how far US is willing to go, China is ready for anything.
Chilakia, if I may also.
Hey, go ahead, brother.
Just as like the Korean War, it divided North Korea from South Korea. Both are Koreans. However, the North wanted to be communist. The South wanted to be democratic. So eventually there was a line drawn between the two so-called nations.
Right.
But they always talked about reunification, but that's not the case today. But today, the South Koreans, the Taiwanese, the Japanese, and America are so-called allies. Now, where will the United States, like I said, put their boots on the ground to defend the independence of Taiwan that China is saying belongs to them? Because historically and we'll say genetically, they are Chinese. And the China, the People's Republic of China, is claiming, known as Taiwan, but it used to be called Samosa, that's their territory, because that's in the South China Seas, which belongs to China. And there's a 200-mile limit according to international law, not maritime law.
Right.
Yeah, I think they call that border the DMZ between North and South Korea.
Yeah, right, at the 38th parallel.
Yeah, so what's going on in Taiwan and China, it's parallel to what's going on with what happened with Russia and Crimea when they annexed it back in 14 or 15, and what you're seeing right now with Ukraine. Yeah,
2014. So why didn't the United States get involved back then?
They're scared. They're just like big dogs that all bark.
Yeah, no bite. Yes,
they're not as strong as they really seem to be.
Well, the U.S. had to get NATO also riled up, and now that the sanctions are in place and the winter is coming, and the EU is dependent mostly on Russian natural gas and oil, and Russia's closing the tap, so they're squeezing them, and then and Russia's smart because they're saying, well, if you want the freaking oil, you pay us in rubles. So now the U.S. is telling everybody in the NATO, hey, EU, don't go for that. Don't pay them Ruskies, them communist bastards, anything in their own money, because Russia's money is more valuable now, I think, personally, than the fucking U.S. dollar.
Right. Hey, most definitely, the U.S. dollar, is gonna crash, man. It's only backed up by petroleum for right now.
You saw, I sent her in the chat the Eve that contracted monkeypox through so-called exchanging and passing money.
Right, the Curious George. Let's call it the Curious George.
Curious George. I call it monkey business. So the Curious George effect is through the passing of currency back and forth, and they're going to use that because supposedly, I'm thinking that she was giving somebody fellatio, and that's how she got it, because it's supposedly contracted through sexual acts between homosexual activity or man on man.
Right.
Right.
So you tell me what they're talking about.
Right.
They're telling you now that they're getting ready to shut this dollar down because they don't want disease, because they're going to say, see that uptick in the monkey business or the Curious George effect, that we have to collapse the dollar and we got to go digital.
Yep. Exactly. It's all
That's
leading
right.
to that L to the TB.
That's right. Which is all part of prophecy. You know, now that you mentioned that, you know,
Right.
ultimately, however, the Lord says that the Lord's gonna bring pestilence to the world in the last days. So the Lord most definitely is using this pestilence to bring in the MOT to the B, right? Because these elites are using this pestilence as well to
scare people for one.
right, and to put into the effect of a cashless society and going into a world of digital currency, not knowing that this is actually the Lord's movie. See, these elites believe that they doing this for their own goal, not knowing that the scripture says that pestilence shall be in the last days. The scripture says that the MOT to the B is one of the final prophecies before the return of Yahweh Shai. So this is the Lord's movie. The Lord wants the money to crash. The Lord wants the world to go into a digital currency, based on run a world that runs on digital currency, so that the MOT to the B can come in place, so that the ones that take it are marked for death, and the elect out of the nation of Israel who don't take it are written in the book of life.
Right.
But they won't succeed, according to Papa Bush, that he wanted to remind the world or the global elites that they are pursuing the November whiskey Oscar, and they will succeed, but they won't. As soon as they start filling their belly, that's when Yahweh Shai
Smack it.
crack the clouds.
That's right.
It's all over for them.
That's right. Hey, man, and look, man, it's gonna look like they're gonna succeed. It's gonna get to a point that's gonna look like they're gonna succeed, and there's gonna be a lot of bloodshed, a lot of chaos in this world, a lot of darkness.
In the night, it's gonna come on people.
Right. But when, like the brother said, man, when it looks like they're one step away from reaching their final desire, the Lord's gonna smack it from the mouth, and that's when the Lord's gonna crack them clouds, man. And he's not gonna allow it. The Lord is not gonna allow it. Let's finish off this article so we can get some scriptures, So where was I?
Con, I got a quick one, bro, to go with what you're talking about. With the article.
You got it, King.
Just because of what you were saying, the whole thing with China, saying that us bringing them back into the fold, so to speak, of China is inevitable. The whole problem with like your brothers were saying, with Taiwan is that they have been drinking of the wine of Babylon, and
that's right,
the Western philosophy, and that's what's pissing China off. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So I was gonna say, read just this one, but the point's really in the beginning. But Revelation 18 and 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the her is talking about Babylon.
That's right.
And how they do that by like we're saying, by taking on the philosophies, Western philosophies, and them claiming independence, aka being westernized, or acting as Babylonians. And that's what and China can't stand that shit, because that's their people. You know what I mean?
Right. And also even deeper with the elites, all the elites of all these nations, even though they might look like they're going against each other, they all also want that NW to the O. That's right. That's their main agenda ultimately, because they are in what's that word?
Cahoots.
Hey, that's the spirit. That's exactly what I was looking for. They are all in cahoots with each other.
Conspiring.
That's right.
Right.
That's remember what the Book of Psalms chapter 83 says, man. All these nations came together
You're a
and right in a confederacy and they
Crafty counsel.
right, they devised against you Israelites.
That's right.
You know, and that's the only way that they will always keep power in this world, through the Israelites being at the bottom of the bottom. You know, you can continue on that, Lahab.
Oh yeah, I just got
I
a
just
little
wanted
bit
to
left.
make that quick point.
Just a little bit. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, and you know, going into the trading between these countries with Babylon. But the main point, speaking on this article, is Taiwan in particular following after the philosophies, drinking of that wine of Babylon, man.
That's right.
You know, pissing off China, because China is completely, is against that. You know, they don't do a lot of things that America does. They do business with America, but they don't have, they have some of their philosophies, but not everything. And
Right. China's strict as hell.
They're strict as hell.
No, but China's got McDonald's, they got Burger King,
right, and that's
why
the Lord's gonna destroy them, because it goes into their they're like the scripture said, what the brother said. You know, they're
and they're wearing the ties.
For lack of better words, they're flourishing based on Esau's system. You know, based on their business.
Capitalism.
They're working together.
Communist capitalism.
Right.
And they're bankrupt because their real estate development. I was hearing that the richest woman in Asia, who's a Chinese person, lost 50% of her wealth.
Wow.
Through real estate issues.
Yeah, that's the Lord bringing them all down.
Hey, that goes back into what the brother Quanayon brought out earlier. The cup of Chamberlains is going on them. You know, all these curses that we are on, that we're still on, the Lord's gonna put it on them.
Yeah,
the Lord is making these nations feel, on fear.
The Lord is visiting the planet, the earth that He.
That's right. That's right. And as the Lord is visiting the planet, the Lord is destroying the foundation that's keeping this planet ruled by the wicked, Esau, Edom.
And their idols and its idols.
Right.
Money.
That's right. You still got more on that, Lahav?
No, that was it, bro.
So I just want to finish this quick article, just this small piece. So I'm gonna go back to the second right here, paragraph. Realizing complete national reunification is a general trend and a historical inevitability. We will never
inevitability.
We will never leave any space for Taiwan independence, split, and interference from external forces. No matter what way the U.S. supports and condones Taiwan's independence, it will ultimately be a sham.
Yep.
And it will only leave more ugly records of the U.S. grossly interfering. Back to what I was saying earlier, how they got. Hey, look, man. This is beautiful, because we're gonna read a verse that says, let the weak say I am strong. These nations are tired of U.S. bullying them. America has a what is it called? A history track, or a track history record. The water of they covet fields and they take it by force. They have this is the track record. This is what makes Esau, right? This is what makes a so-called white man the Edomites, because they fit the perfect description of an Edomite. Now let's continue, right? And it will only leave more ugly records of the U.S. Grossly interfering in the country, in other countries' eternal affair in history. The Taiwan issue. You got it.
Yep, just to hit that point, right?
Hey, all
quick.
through the Spirit, King. You got it.
This is Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Talking about the Edomites. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. Right? Because this is literally what China was just saying.
That's
man.
right.
The ugly records of the U.S. grossly interfering in other countries' affairs, being like we read in Habakkuk earlier.
That right there, what the brother just said, those grossly that record of U.S. grossly interfering, that's the way that you gain your glory, and that's your shame. Right, and now your foreskin is being how did it word it? Uncovered. Yep. You know, meaning that you're being revealed as the wicked.
That's right.
You know.
Yep.
Can I interject some more historical background content? Britain used to own Hong Kong. I've been to Hong Kong twice. Now, Hong Kong transferred over to so-called independence. Then China came in and took them over. So the reunification of China, because back in the day, Britain got Hong Kong because Britain was in China and they were dealing with opium of the people and making money. And then there was the Boxer Rebellion, according to history. And then the British got moved into the area of Hong Kong, which is an island off of the mainland of China.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Hey, another what is it called? Another grossly interference in other countries' eternal affair.
Edomite.
That's right.
Right, and that's another
Edomites too.
That's right.
Exactly.
Hey man, this is also going into the book of 2 Thessalonians. You know, I believe 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 or 1. You know, where it says, you know, that we shall reveal the man of sin
shall be revealed,
right? The man of sin, the son of perdition. This is what we're doing. You know, this is prophecy what we're revealing. You know, and all these other nations know, man. They know your track record.
That's right.
You got it, brother.
Yep. Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahweh's right hand, shall be turned onto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Hey man, going back into that same metaphor, the cup of the Lord. Hey man, when the Lord says that cup is coming your way, you cannot even Yahweh Shai. The Lord Yahweh Shai prayed to Yahweh to let this cup, you know, pass him, you know, for lack of a better word, you know, roughly paraphrasing it. So this cup, man, this cup that the Lord has set up is just for you, Esau, Edom, and you heathens. You guys will not be able to
drink.
That's right. You will drink of it. That's right. No chaser, man.
No chaser.
Every pulp, every seed,
right?
You drink all of it.
The residue, everything.
Dregs of it, right?
That's right. Yeah. So it finished off by saying the Taiwan issue was born out of the country's weakness and chaos, and it will surely end with the rejuvenation of the nation in the future. You know, so this is China saying that they will unite with Taiwan. There's no Taiwan. China is saying it doesn't matter what you would say, things they're gonna do or whatever. It is in their agenda to reunite with Taiwan. You know, right. So from there, you know, we're gonna bring out some scriptures. So give me 1 second. Okay, first scripture that I'm gonna bring out is I'm gonna bring out the book of Ecclesiastes, and then the brother Lahab is gonna get for me the book of Matthews. Right? So Ecclesiastes chapter 3, I'm gonna start at verse 1 and jump down to verse 8. Right? Verse 1 says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. What does this mean? Everything under the heaven, right, which is here on earth, there's a time and purpose for everything. All right. And the time of and the time that we're in right now is in the last days. And everything that's happening right now, right? What does it mean that we're in the last days? That means that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, right? The Lord is gonna return and take Esau, Edom, the wicked, out of his power, out of his high horse, you know,
and deliver the elect.
And deliver the elect, you know. And it says, and a time to every purpose under the heavens. So there's a time and purpose for everything. Everything has its right time, and there's a time for everything, you know, to put it in simple terms. Now let's jump down to verse 8. Right? It says, there's a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Clearly, we are in a time of hate and in a time of war because we are in the last days. The Lord says, think not that I come to bring peace, but a sword. The Lord is coming to put division upon all nations, against kingdoms, nations against nations. The Lord is putting that spirit of hate, the spirit of rebellious, you know, and the Lord is waking up the mighty men, you know, stirring up the spirits because war is on the horizon. You know, before you get Matthew's 24, Lahab, can you get me Revelations 11?
Yep. This is Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
That's right. World War II passed. That's that second woe. Right? It says the third woe cometh quickly. That's on World War III. Right? This is what the rumors based on what's happening in the present time right now with all these nations. You know, this is the rumor in the air, if you will. That third
and the actual
woe.
war is in Ukraine and Russia.
That's right. That's right. And that being said, we're here to tell you that this is prophesied to happen. This third woe is going to be the last woe. Right? And once Yahushua comes back, we're going to be in peace forever.
Oh, that's right.
All right. So this third woe is prophesied. World War III is prophesied to happen. Get this into your heads, people. And if you don't get this in your head, the scripture says, you know, the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So from there, let's get on Matthew 24.
Yep. This is the book of Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
Right. So ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. That's exactly what we're hearing right now with Ukraine, Russia threatening US, with Taiwan and China threatening US. Right. These are rumors of wars. Right, on the horizon. Israel as well is being threatened, and they are threatening other nations. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's with Iran. Right? There's rumors of wars out here. The scripture
is reserving the right to retaliate or actually implement a first strike against Iran to prevent them to develop their nuclear weapons so that they can't be strong.
Right.
I am strong like the other nations that have
Right.
nuclear weapons.
And it's not, they're not gonna prevail.
No.
Israel's not gonna and when I say Israel, I mean the synagogue of Satan, pursuant to the book of Revelations 2 and 9, and also 3 and 9.
3 and 9. 3
Right.
and 9.
You know, on both of them. You
Yep.
know, hey, you got you. That's what I say. That's what I mean when I say Israel. These Amalekites, which is the head tribe of Esau, Edom, that are in our land right now in Israel, which call themselves Israelis. We call them fake Jews, synagogue of Satan, small hats. You know. So continue, brother.
Yep.
Oh yeah, when it says "see that ye be not troubled," that's talking to the elect, because we know that this is gonna happen. And even though it's gonna be a day of darkness, gloominess, and fearful, the Lord is saying, "See that ye be not troubled." Remember, if you are with the Lord blesses you. He does not give you the spirit of fear, but He blesses you with the spirit of strength, power, love, and a sound mind.
That's right.
Right. Continue.
Yep. Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
That's right. You got it.
Okay. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All
This is
these
exactly
are the beginning of sorrows.
right. These are the beginnings of sorrow. This is exactly what's happening right now. It says, "Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom." This is literally what's happening. We're having a fight on, like the brother says, civil war, white on white crime, Egypt against Egypt, Moab against Moab. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines. This famine is happening right now, and it's gonna get worse. Famine of bread. It says, and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. There's pestilence right now. The Curious George, the crown pestilence. Remember, the brother Dawud was saying that they're using these pestilence as a way to affect the present currency to change into a cashless society. And then what does verse 5 says? All these are the beginnings of sorrow. Once we're a cashless society, we're gonna be in times of sorrow. Trust and believe that. You're gonna have no power. You're gonna have literally no power. You're gonna be a pure robot that you're gonna be forced to take the MOT to the B. And only the elect is gonna be the one that will not take this vice device.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
From there, let's go to the book of Joel, and we're gonna finish off with the book of Jeremiah. So who had the book of Joel?
I got the book of Joel chapter 3.
Khan, verse 9.
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles.
That's right. You Gentiles is you other nations, right? That are not Israelites. It's talking about all these nations, you know, these Edomites, Moabites, Ammon, Ishmael, you know, Elam, Ham, all the nations, you know. Continue, brother.
Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men.
That's right. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. The Lord is waking up the mighty men of all these nations. Why? Because the Lord is preparing war, because we are in the time of war. Continue, brother.
Let all the men of war draw near.
That's right.
Let them come up.
That's right. Continue.
Beat your plowshares into swords
That's
and your
right.
pruning hooks into spears.
That's right. Plowshares and pruning hooks are all farming tools. It says to you make your farming tools into swords and spears. And
War
obviously,
tools.
that's right, exactly. Obviously, the modern day sword and spear is your military weapons from guns to missiles. You know, read the last part again.
Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong.
Let the weak say I am strong. Remember, China, right? It's they made a bold statement talking about that the US has their history, right? And they don't care what type of history they have. They are gonna stand bold in their statement that they're not gonna allow for the US to keep bullying them. Right. And this is not just China. This is all other nations that have been bullied by China. Right. It says let the weak say I am strong. Going back also to Iran, like the brother that was saying earlier, how Israel is trying to prevent them from having nuclear weapons. The Lord is gonna get all these other nations, right? And the Lord is gonna give them a nuclear warfare, if you will, or nuclear weapons, if you will. The Lord is gonna allow these nations to not be weak anymore. They're gonna be level to level with all these other nations by having this nuclear weapons. Ultimately, you have to understand this is all for the Lord. Because the Lord, the Spirit, the scripture says that the Lord is a consuming fire. The Lord is a consuming fire. The Lord is actually, like the scripture says, about the goldsmith, basically talking about the Lord controls this. The Lord controls it. The Lord's the one that put the spirit on these goldsmiths or these modern day scientists to create these weapons, right? And the Lord is using these scientists to create these weapons so that the final destruction can be a powerful one, if you will. Causing this great heat to melt the elements, causing this great heat to cause an impact that shall shake the world to and fro, causing this nuclear destruction to be seen from the ground of the earth all the way to the heaven, because the Lord is a consuming fire. In order for this impact to be so powerful, the Lord must make all these nations strong and make them at level, if you will, with Babylon, by giving these nations, a chance of fighting, which that chance is literally, when I say chance, I mean by for them to be at foot, with Babylon, by having what nuclear weapons. Continue, brother. Or you want to say something with that?
Yeah, just to do a chronicle of the nations that have nuclear weapons. Let's start with in Asia. We're going to talk about Russia,
right?
China, North Korea. I'm going to say Germany, France. Who else has nuclear? Britain, South Africa, Israel, even though they try to hide it, they got it. I think Turkey, because I think Turkey and Pakistan, India, all in that region, there's a bunch of nuclear weapons already. North Korea, I think I said that already.
Right.
And probably South Korea, because the U.S. and South Korea are partners. And I'm not sure about Japan, but U.S. have bases in Japan too.
Right. Yeah, I definitely heard that Turkey is up there with these nuclear
I'm
weapons.
sorry. Turkey has nuclear weapons. I think 50 nuclear bombs, and U.S. wanted them back, and Turkey refuses to give them back.
And that's the weak say, "I am strong."
That's right. That's right.
So all in that area, a bunch of nukes.
Yep. Right. They ain't listening to the big bad America anymore.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and France.
Right. There's also Belgium. I think you said Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Turkey, Belarus,
Belarus.
Belarus,
they're with Russia. They're with Russia.
Kazakhstan. I believe you said South Africa, Ukraine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
Ukraine, I'm not sure they got nukes. Well, I think if they had nukes, I think Russia already took that over again, back. I think it was in the East Ukraine, where the I call it the dumbass or the Donbas region, and what was that? Not Chernobyl was actually in the Ukraine. That was a nuclear power plant, but I think that Ukraine doesn't have nuclear weapons, but Belarus may have because they are part of Russia.
Right.
Or allies with Russia.
I did a quick Google search of list of states with nuclear weapons, and one of them was Ukraine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And not counting their biological what they call them, laboratories. That's why Hunter Biden was over there.
Right.
And that's why Russia invaded, because Russia saying you got biological weapons facilities over here and you're going to use them against us.
That's
so
right.
Russia said,
That's
well,
right.
let's preempt, like Israel wants to preempt Iran
Right.
against their nuclear development.
That's right, because Russia does not want US to be right at their borders,
which is NATO.
That's right.
Right.
Okay.
And Poland is right on the border. Poland.
Let's continue verse 11. Konayam.
Says here, verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, because thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
That's right. Assemble yourself and come, all ye heathens, and gather yourselves. Amen. The Lord is gonna assemble all these heathens. All these heathens are not gonna escape this. They're all gonna be part of this third woe. And even after the woe, you know, once they join together and go against the Lord, they're all gonna get rounded together and get taken out. Continue, brother, verse 12.
Verse 12. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
That's right. And you wanna speak on that, Konayam?
Khan, you know, we already know that this is talking about you know, Revelations, I believe it was 18, where it talks about how the Lord's gonna gather the nations in the valley of Armageddon in the Hebrew tongue, which is the Lord's judgment. And this is after Babylon's being destroyed, man. You know, they're gonna you know, eventually
in 16. You guys want me to read it? Is Revelation 16, and I'm gonna start at 14 real quick, just to back you up, brother. Revelation 16 and 14. For they are the spirits of devil working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, and gather them to the battle of the great day of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai Almighty, of Yahweh Almighty. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garment, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place called the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon.
God, man. And, you know, eventually these heathens are going to realize that the chariots are here, and there's no reason for them to fight each other. So they're gonna turn their guns to the Lord, man. But the scriptures say that no weapon formed against me shall
Shall
prosper.
prosper. That's right.
So you know what I mean? The Lord's actually making them think that they could do it because He's gonna put the hooks in their jaws to do this, so to fulfill prophecy.
That's right. That's right. So listen, man, this third world, this third woe, there's no escape from it. This third woe is gonna happen. This is why the Lord is pouring the spirit in all these nations to come up against, Babylon. Right? The Lord is doing this. So once we're in the midst of this third woe, and like the brother said, the chariots are out here. Yahweh shall crack them clouds and all these nations. Because remember, the scripture says they should be it should be a strangeness of the salvation. They're gonna be shocked to see that the Lord Yahweh Shai is first. He's a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. They're gonna be shocked to see that. Second, to see the chariots, and the angels, and coming to save the elect. They're gonna be so shocked and scared that all these nations, Babylon, Russia, China, all these nations are gonna gather together, like the brother said, and go against, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and the angels, not knowing that they coming together and going against is what the scripture says, what we just read, which is let all the heathens gathered around. I'm gonna read again, verse 11. Assemble yourself and come, all ye heathens, and gather yourselves together round about. You doing that is prophecy. You guys coming together against the Lord is prophecy.
John, can I get a quick precept for you, bro?
Yep, you got it, brother.
Just to prove, to you listeners out there that this is absolutely prophecy, right? And the Lord's word does not go out void. And this will happen. And this is another sign that we're very close to these times. This is Revelation 16 and 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Right? This is literally what we're reading about. And if any brothers and sisters have heard that the river Euphrates is actually drying up as we speak, it's damn near all the way dried up.
Today, yes.
Yep. Yeah. So that means that the Lord is saying that He's going to be gathering. It says the kings of the east. Who are the kings of the east? Who were we just talking about? All the nations that these brothers were just talking about, with the different nuclear capabilities, and the ones that are sick and tired of Babylon and these Western philosophies are gathering together to fight in that great battle in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's judgment. I just want to bring that out just to kind of bring it all together too.
Add a little salt.
Add a little salt to it.
That's right, a little flavor, a little flavor to the destruction of and downfall of these heathens in Babylon, man.
Heathens.
Right. Kwanayam, if you can just finish verse 13, Baba Kasha. So remember, this verse is prophecy, after the third woe, or not after the third woe. This is while they're going against the Lord, right?
Right, they're gonna be fighting each other, and then that's when the Lord comes. Then they're gonna stop fighting each other, and then they're gonna try to fight the Lord.
That's right.
This is Joel chapter.
That's what Ronald Reagan said. And
right.
His UN address that, suppose there was an alien
outside force
that would come. What we start fighting amongst ourselves and defend our planet.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And let's say and get an advantage of us, but we're not ignorant of his devices, man. They use these words, aliens and all this, but they know what the scripture says. These elites know, man. These low levels don't, but the elites know that these aliens is actually, angels, and these what they call UFOs are actually chariots. We call them IFO. We identify them. The chariots are the lowest transportation vehicle where the angels, dwell and and transport themselves to wherever,
That's right.
There was actually a head of the Pentagon and Central Intelligence investigating the chariots, and he said he left, but he brought it out. He said that these chariots are not what you think they are. They're basically spiritual. And he said to the reporter, "Have you read your Bible?" You know, hand it to him.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yep.
You know.
Exactly.
So bring out Joel 3 and 13.
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 13. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
Right, and and you know, for you brothers, the sickle looks like that like that reaper, what is it called? The
Grim Reaper.
Yeah, the
but
Grim Reaper, what he holds. Yep.
What's it called? Scythe, if I'm not mistaken.
A sickle.
Sickle.
Yeah,
Is it
sickle.
or something?
Yeah, but I think with the Grim Reaper, what they call it, what they call his weapon is a scythe, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways,
different pronunciation, but we know what you mean.
Right. So this sickle is like the brother Kwanayam was telling me, it's a farming tool. I believe there was either Kwanayam or Lahab to separate the wheat and the tare.
Gather crops. So you know, like with the wheat and the tare is, you know, you could either gather the grains for eating, or you could gather the tares for burning. But it's a gathering tool for harvesting.
That's right. So it says, "Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe." Meaning, in that time, you guys are gonna be perfect for the killing.
Taking.
Yeah, for the taking.
Right.
It's gonna be perfect time. You guys are gonna, when sun is ripe, it's perfect. So put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. It's gonna be perfect time for you to get slain. You know, continue.
Says, come, get you down, for the press is full.
That's right.
The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
That's right. For the press is full. You know, going into the wine press. The wine press is full. Remember, the Lord Yahweh Shai is gonna come from Basra with his garments red. And that's metaphorically. The Lord's not gonna have no blood on his garment. The Lord's gonna be an angelic being. No blood is gonna get on Yahweh Shai. But it's metaphor for all the slain and death of Esau, Edom, you know, and also these heathens. But but first and foremost, Esau, Edom.
Salakia, if you ever saw somebody either making wine or grape juice, they're in a like a bath type thing with a bunch of grapes and they're stomping it out.
Right.
And it goes from solid to a liquid, man, and it just splatters everywhere, man.
Right. That's right. And it says, for their wickedness is great. Remember, in the book of Revelation, it says the sins have reached onto heaven. So of course, and even in the book of Second Esdras, it says her hurtful works are fulfilled. Who Esau Edom is as the wicked, they have accomplished their wickedness. They have accomplished their wicked acts. They have gone far and beyond. For their wickedness is great. Right. So the harvest is ripe. It's time for the Lord to bring vengeance.
Right. Just like we had said, I think we said it at camp, but we were just talking about it. As the scriptures say, King David, Psalm, I think it's 17 and 13, the whipping stick of the Lord is Edomite, right?
That's right.
Right. So after like our parents would beat our ass, if once that's accomplished, what is the need for the belt anymore?
That's right.
Or the switch or whatever you're getting beat with, because we all Jake, man, we borderline got child abuse on us.
Yeah, that's right.
But whatever the weapon of choice,
I'm thankful too for that shit.
Yeah, it got us, just like the Lord said, they chasten it till we love it, so it's no different with a parent that actually loves their child.
That's right.
But once
that's right. When you're a child, right, you put away childish thing, but you become a man when you have been corrected. The Lord don't need that belt no more, so he hangs it back up.
Exactly. That's right.
He puts it away.
Beautiful.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
That's why their like the brother said, their hurtful works are fulfilled. They already once the Lord comes, that means that the duty of the fucking whipping stick is fulfilled. So, excuse me, it's time to eradicate them. Time to take them out, and then time to start bringing the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, and putting all the hell on the people that put hell on us, man. Starting with you elites, man. The first crops of slavery,
That's right.
Yeah, because somebody gonna bury the dead.
That's right. Hey, man, it's gonna be them elites.
Yep.
The elites, the ones that the Lord decides to keep them alive for the repopulation of Esau, Edom.
Right.
They're gonna have and as they're repopulating these other nations, they will have Esau, Edom. They're gonna have a job forever, which is always picking up all these dead bodies.
Job security until they're not needed anymore.
That's right.
That's right.
And through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we're gonna end it there. We had a couple more scriptures, but we're just gonna end it there, unless you brothers want to bring anything out.
I think we did well today.
Yeah.
Con.
Yep. I was just gonna bring out this last one real quick, just to kind of back up what we were just doing. Revelation 12:7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Right. So talking about when Yahweh Shai and the angels come with Michael the archangel, they're gonna be fighting in heaven against each other, and the dragon going into these Edomites, the NATO and the EU, all these different troops that, as we were talking about, these different nations that are going to be fighting each other. They're all going to stop fighting each other, and they're going to see the Lord come on a mountain.
That's right.
On a huge fathership, and they're going to stop fighting each other and start fighting the Lord. And
that's right. And this war is going to be in the heavens, like in the sky, literally.
That goes into Obadiah.
Right. They're gonna have
exactly. They're gonna fall. Their place shall be found no more in heaven.
That's right.
All their space stations and all that.
Right. All their military aircrafts, all that.
Yep. The jets, all that. Yep. All that's coming down.
Hey man, you guys got no chance against Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai.
Yeah, no.
Remember, there's more of them that be with us than they that be with them.
That's right.
There's more angels that be with us, man.
Right. Even thousands of thousands.
That's right. That's right. You got anything, Cornell?
Well, I mean, I was gonna reference the Ezekiel 38 when speaking of that harvesting tool, how the Lord
go ahead.
It's gonna harvest the nations. He's gonna put the hooks in the jaws of Russia,
right, which is the Medes, Khan.
And that's what he's gonna do. He just moves people however he wants to move them.
That's right.
So that's where we're at right now, man. The Lord's making power moves on the chessboard, man. We at the end.
That's right.
And it's almost checkmate.
That's right.
Yep.
Hey man, and I want to say, look, that third woe is one of the final, prophecy. That being said, the third woe is after the MOT to the B. So if it's after the MOT to the B, and we're in the rumors of wars right now, this is mean that prophecy is actually speeding up. You have to measure the time diligently. You have to know what time we're in. Right now, we're in a time that if you in Israel, you got to seek the Lord 10 times more. And if you a heathen and you a Edomite, just continue doing what you're doing, because what you're doing is part of prophecy. What you're doing right now is you're meant to do what you're meant to do. You want to say something, with that?
Yeah, we also gonna do JT.
JT?
Yeah.
Jacob's trouble. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And so
that's on the horizon. That's this fall going into the winter.
That's right. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. The doors of grace are closing. The doors of Jacob's trouble are opened. It's only a matter of time before the Lord makes us go through Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is on the horizon. We're measuring the time diligently. We're seeing what's happening in the present time. Hey, we through the Spirit, we have acknowledged that this is a spirit. This is the year of turn up. Elder Apostle Tahar coined it. Get right with the Lord. Repent, seek the kingdom. And if you're unfaithful, then that's your lot. Let the wicked continue in their wickedness, man. Let the unjust be unjust.
Let the filthy still be filthy.
That's right. Let the righteous be righteous and let the holy be holy. Everybody's actually in their lot. Our job is to get the if we are part of the elect, Lord willing we are, is to get your blood off our hands, to feed the sheep, and then the Lord's gonna bring in the sheep. My sheep hear my voice. So the Lord, you have not chosen me, I chosen you. This is the Lord's movie. And we just hope the Lord shows mercy on our works, man. We want the Lord to exalt us in the last days. The first shall be.
Add, man.
You got it.
Speaking on the sickle, he's gonna separate his sheep from his goat.
Yeah.
Right. The sheep being the elect and the goat being the undesirable, man. 2/3 in the heathen nations, man.
Right. Hey, man. With that, like I said, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Let's give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. Shalom to the Bayat Dawadah. Shalom to them sincere sisters staying in order according to the Bible. Let's finish off by saying DTA. Ababa. Kwam Yasharala. And Lord willing, on to the next one. Shalom.
Shalom.